T. Clark here, and this video is going to go over the AP Computer Science A 2026 FRQ number 4. And in 4, we start the scenario with the space class using used to represent the spaces on a game board. So we have a game board we're going to be doing. So we have a partial definition of the space class shown. So we have public class space, and we have code over here that I just copied it over. And we have the get color method and the get points method. So right away, if I was writing it out, I would, in my space, I would say I got to use, I'd probably make it a comment, dot get points and dot get color to access data. So that's how I'd write as a note to myself as I go through, maybe on my scratch paper or on where I'm coding. But those are the two methods I have to use from the space class. Then I go to the next page where we have a game board class. So we have the next class. I'm going to copy this note actually, because that's where we're going to write the code. I'm going to put it right here for now. So we have a game board class. It'll maintain a 2D array. So again, number 4 is about 2D arrays, matrices. And we have space objects. So I look right here and I have a space 2D array called board. So I'm going to have to use board a lot. So that's over here in my code that I copied. Okay, what are we representing? A game board, okay. And then we have the partial definition. So even before I do anything, I notice board. I probably highlight that. I'm going to use board a lot. And I'm going to read the method comments above it. So it says that this method that we're going to probably write, we're going to implement get points for row. And we're going to return the point value of the row in the board. So we get a specified target row. The parameter is target row. So we're going to probably, so that's my next note I'm going to say. We have the row, which is target row. So we'll probably loop over column. So I'm going to put that, start that already. Int c equals 0. C less than, what is it, board, bracket 0, dot length, C++. So that's what I'm thinking right now, because I have to loop over. Normally I loop over either the rows or the columns or both, but since they give me the target row, I'm going to be using the loop on the columns. Okay, and then what are we going to do? The point value is the sum, so I'm going to find the sum. Find. And that's my result, because it's an int. I'm going to say int result, and I say, okay, sum starts at 0. And then before anything else, I'm going to put at the very bottom, return result. So I can always set up the result at the top and return almost always based on whatever the return type is. Okay, so we're returning the sum of the points in a row. So we have a row of data, and I'm going to add up all the points. Or 2 times the sum if all the spaces are the same color. Okay, so either find the sum or 2 times the sum. So right here I'm going to probably calculate the sum. And I need to make sure same color or not. I'm gonna do something in there like with that when I'm checking the space as I go through the board. So I'm iterating over the board, over the columns in that one row. I'm gonna calculate the sum, add to the result. I'm gonna make sure it's color, and then down here I'm gonna say if it's the same color. What is it? 2 times the result. So if same color, 2 times in sum. Okay, so 2 times the sum. Oh, that case. So I'm thinking I need the same color, so that's going to be a variable that I need up top. And it's a Boolean because it's true or false. And I'm going to say the same color starts out, I'm going to say it's true. I'm assuming that the colors are all the same in that row. So I'm assuming it's true, then I'm going to make sure the same color. If it's not, so I'm going to say if not the same color, make it false. So if something same color equals false. Okay, so that's a good framework so far. Let's see what I need. Okay, let's keep going on the scenario because I'm done with the, oh wait, let's look at the preconditions. No elements of board are null. Okay, so I don't have to do any null checks. Oh, I forgot about that anyway. I got lucky. So board has at least 2 rows and at least 2 columns. Okay, again, it's rectangular, 2 by 2 at least or more, and it's a valid index. Okay, so I don't have to worry about index, if statements, or null checks or anything. Okay, excuse me. So the scenario says when an element of the 2-dimensional array board is accessed, the first index is, oh yeah, it's just saying row is first, row major, and the second in this column. Yeah, so first is row and second is column. So if I access it, it'll be board, bracket, target row, probably, bracket C for column. So we write this method, return the point value, specified the target row. The point value of a row is determined as if not all of them are the same color. So if it's false, we just add the sum. Otherwise, if it's true, we do the sum as well, but then 2 times the sum. Yeah, that's just saying what this one sentence said in 2 bullet points. Okay, so here's an example down here. So for example, we have the board down here. For each element, the first value is the color and the second is the point. So the first one is, that'd be weird if it had orange points. Okay, so let's see. For this setup, if I have get points row 0, okay, row 0, that's the top row, going across, looks like they're not the same color. And if I add them up, what's that? 1, 2, 7, 12, 13, yeah. So 1300. And I don't double it because they're all the same. And then the next one is 2, row 2. Yeah, that is another scenario, but this one has all the red. And we got 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 doubled is 20,000. 20,100. Oh, that's a weird way to say it. Okay, so that's it. So that's what do I need to do? I need to calculate the sum. So I need to find the sum. That's my result. I'm going to assume all colors are true, but then if the colors are not, I'm doing that right now. I'm thinking about that. Oh wait, first I need to get the spot or the space. Is it space? Yeah. So space current equals board target row bracket C. And I could have put target row in here instead of 0, but that's just what I do. I do C, C, bracket 0, C when I do my for loop for columns. And then I got my current, this is the current space. And then what do I want to do? I want to calculate the sum. So to get the sum, I want to say result, add to it, right? Add the sum. I'm doing this right now, so I'm going to delete that and say the current dot get points. So I'm using get points. I think that's all I need for the get points. I'm using that, so I'm done with this comment. I'm using get points. I think I'm done with get points. Okay, now I need to finish this if not the same color. So what I'm going to do, let's see, what can I do? I can do next or previous, or they all have to be the same, right? So if they're the same, that means they all are the same as the first one. So I'm going to do the first one. So I'm going to get the first one up here. What is it? String? Yeah, words are string and colors are words. So what do we have? We have first color equals the first spot, first space is going to be board target row. Okay, same row, and the first one is a 0. Yeah, the first column right here. I could put 1 actually. I could have put 1 because it's guaranteed to have 2 and one of the preconditions, but I always like just doing the first one. And then I need the color, right? So the first color is that space is dot get color. And then I need the current one's color, so I'm going to put that here, string current color equals the current space dot get color again, dot get color to access. Okay, so I'm using that. I'm done with that one. And then I say, okay, if it's not the same color, so if the first color, and they're strings, so it's dot equals the current color. So if any of them are not the same as the first color, then they're not the same color. And then that's it, I think, yeah. So set up the sum. We're assuming it's the same color. We get the first color of that row, loop over all the columns for that row, and then get the current space in that row, add the points for that space, get the current color of that space, and see if it equals the first color. And if it, if it doesn't, okay, so I need a not in here. I almost messed up. So if they're not equal, yeah, so if they're not equal, then it's false. That's very important. Okay, so if they're not equal, then they're not all the same color. If any one is not equal, then they're not the same color for the whole row. But if they are the same color, we double it and then always return the result. Okay, that's it for the problem. Have a good day.